Inside your bedroom, we stopped counting the days, lost in the rhythm.
Whew! I look a mess today. I need to eat lunch. It is like 3 in the afternoon, almost 3 in the afternoon, and I still need to eat lunch. All right, hang on. Nobody scold me yet in the comments, even though I totally deserve it. I know I am the worst at doing these monthly recap, self-care, vlog things. I'm terrible at them, and I am planning to do them a little different going into 2025 so that I think it will be a lot more sustainable in the long term for me. So October was the first month that we had a release in quite a while. It was our first release of the season, and there are several this fall. So Curse of Wings and Darkness released October 1st. It is my steamy vampire romance. I love that book, and so do several of you guys. I have gotten so much good feedback. I appreciate all of you who've read that book. Book 2, Curse of Blood and Sight, is on pre-order. It will release next October 2025. Sheesh. They're doing an awful lot of flying today. That's what you get when you live in an Air Force town. So October, I was a little concerned that maybe with all of my releases this fall that I was going to really feel some strain. And I have to be honest, I have been yet again reminded why I like indie authordom so much, because it allows you to release as quickly as you would like to. So I released Curse of Wings and Darkness October 1st. Winter Witches just came out today. Fun fact, because this is November 1st when I'm recording this. So that book re-released today, and I have the pre-order for Frozen as Friends available now, which is book 2 in the Winter Saga of Season of Witches. So that is up, and that will be out December 2nd. So I have 3 different books releasing this fall, and I was really concerned and very cautious moving into the fall season because I have a lot of newness happening. I'm interning at a counseling agency because I'm at the very end of finishing credentials to be an LPC. And so quite honestly, so much of my life looks so different this season than just a few months ago that I didn't really know exactly what to expect from it. And that had me a little nervous, especially considering that I went ahead and decided to commit to 3 books releasing in 3 months. So I have to say I was a little nervous, and I've been trying to do a little bit more self-reflection as I go, just to ensure that I'm not moving myself at too quick of a pace, that I'm doing things in a timely manner, and that I'm really doing a good job, especially with like my ADHD, that I'm doing a really good job keeping things planned out ahead and doing them and planning them in a way that is achievable for me and motivating. And so far, I have to say that, like I just said a minute ago, that what I like about indie authordom is that you can release as quickly as you want. I am actually really happy with this pace. So rapid release, it used to be like a silver bullet in indie publishing. It used to be that if you could rapid release a series, that you were like almost guaranteed to have a really good sales like stretch, because people binge it. It's just like Netflix content. Like, people love it when an entire series drops and not necessarily just watching it live week by week. Although people do both, of course, with streaming services. But with books, there are a lot of people that for time's sake, they wait until the entire series is out before they read it. And some people may not even purchase your series until the whole thing is out. And so if you can release quickly, the read-through rate tends to be better, which is, read-through is when people read from book 1 all the way to whatever the last book in the series is. And so rapid release is not a strategy that, at least for a really long time, and even I think right now, rapid releasing a series is not something that I think is in my wheelhouse. However, because I like to work between lighter fantasy romance books and deeper fantasy romance books like Curse of Wings and Darkness, some of my readers are calling a dark romance, and Winter Witches is like a fluffy romance. So they're very different. They're all fantasy romance, but one is more romance based while the other has a lot deeper and darker plot points above the romance. So working between those and alternating my releases, so releasing the light romance and then the dark romance, means that rapid releasing an entire series at once would honestly be really taxing for me. And so in my self-care journey, because this is a self-care vlog, October has really reinforced for me that that strategy does not work. However, I can release quicker and I actually feel more creatively fulfilled when I do that. So no, I will not be releasing a book a month. So that's not to say I'm going to be doing that. However, I do think it's going to work really well for me to have several releases in kind of a short span. So I already have the second book in the Curse of Wings series planned. So Curse of Blood and Sight releases October 1st, 2025. And I am planning to release the third and final Winter Witch book in December of 2025, so next Christmas. So those two books for sure will come out next fall-ish time. And I am planning Trial of Flame and Wings for spring of 2025. I do have a date in mind, but I don't really like to commit to a date before I get through most of my rough draft. From there, I can make a lot of adjustments, and I tend to hit deadlines much easier. But when I'm drafting, I don't want to put that pressure on myself to try and, like hit word counts and stuff per se, because sometimes I will get 5,000 words in a day and then I may not write for a few more. So who's to say? I'm better at gauging based on month. So that is why. Let's talk about going into November. This week, the very first week of November, my goal is to get the interior formatting of Frozen with Friends completely finished. So I'm working on implementing edits right now. I am about halfway through the book. I would love to have all of the editing done by the end of this weekend. So it's Friday right now. It's very doable for me. Once I finish editing, I want to upload Frozen as Friends into Vellum and get formatting finished. I want to download proofs, get all of that done, and then I want to get final page count so that I can finish the size and dimensions for the cover. The cover's already done. I just need to adjust for sizing. So for trim size, which is what that technically is, I need to adjust for trim size. So I need a final page count to calculate how big I need to make that design image. So once I get the final page count, hopefully early in this week, I will finalize the cover design, upload that to Ingram Spark and KDP, and I will order proof copies of the paperback version of Frozen as Friends. And once I do that, I actually have some local ARC readers, funnily enough. Didn't really realize it, but I have some local ARC readers. And so I think my plan for my ARC team with this book, because it is going to be a much quicker turnaround than with Curse of Wings and Darkness, I made a separate ARC reader form that I am planning to send out today. As soon as my pre-order for Frozen as Friends goes live, I'm going to send out the pre-order link as well as a call to action to sign up for Patreon, because in the month of November, I am releasing every day one chapter of the early draft of Frozen as Friends. So Patreon members, for just $5 a month, can read the whole early draft of that book. And in that same newsletter, I am planning to put out the link to my ARC reader form. So I want to make sure I can get ARC readers that can do a quick turnaround, because they will have just a few weeks to read this book, and ARCs will likely not go out until the end of next week if I can get all that formatting done this week. So that's why I want to do it as quick as possible, because then I can raise my chances of getting early reviews and really pushing promotion coming out of the release of Winter Witches and then going into the release of book 2. So see kind of how that all lines up in my crazy madness. So marketing, I'm finding, is a lot easier when you can release books quicker together. So that is another benefit of this new era of life for me. So that's the plan for Frozen as Friends. We're going to do all of that this week. And like I said, because I do have some local ARC readers, and I have to anyway, I need to order proof copies for Frozen as Friends from KDP, and I'm also going to order an Ingram Spark copy. So I will have 2 physical copies that I can then send out to my local ARC readers. So I won't have to worry about shipping, and I have to print the proofs anyway. And so as long as there's nothing major in them that I need to hold on to them for, I can then hand off those physical copies to my local ARC readers, and they also happen to prefer physical copies also. So if you're on my ARC team and you would prefer a physical copy, I wish I was in a point in my career where it would make financial sense for me to mail out more paperback ARCs, but honestly, I just can't justify the expense right now. And so that's why I only do ebook ARCs. And if it wasn't for the fact that I just pretty recently found out that a couple of my ARC readers that have done like a really good job and been really helpful to me in the past live pretty locally to me, I wouldn't be doing any kind of ARCs. So like I said, I'm not ordering anything especially for them. I'm going to have to order proof copies anyway. So they're probably going to get some janky looking ones. Hopefully not, because hopefully I'll be able to do it all in one go and not have to make adjustments. But hopefully that makes sense and I don't ruffle any feathers, because I love every one of my ARC readers. You guys are all so helpful and it means the world to me. And so I hope you all just kind of understand that from the business part of Amy Prokopis Publishing, I just can't justify doing physical ARCs right now. So hopefully in the future, maybe in the future we can come around to doing that. This has been kind of a wonky self-care vlog. I haven't actually done a lot of like my typical self-care stuff. For instance, I still have my nails from last month or the beginning of the month. Look how grown out they are. I got red so that when I held the cover of Curse of Wings and Darkness, the pop of red with all the roses and stuff really looked good, and it did. And now they're just crazy grown out. So I need to go and fix that as well. So hopefully I will remember and do a much better job of like relaxing, because everything should be done for the rest of the month coming up pretty soon. So maybe we can do more like typical self-care things and relaxation stuff, and I'll have different footage for you guys. I say that every single month and it doesn't seem to happen, but maybe we'll get lucky this time. So that's everything that I have as far as my reflection from October, and then what I am planning in November. I have a lot of YouTube stuff coming up. Patreon is a really big priority for me in 2025, and so I'm starting to do more of that like prep and work this month. And so there are things coming to Patreon besides just my daily chapters. So if you have ever wondered about being a Patreon member and if it's worth it, and if you get a lot of stuff, I'm getting ready to put up a ton of freebies, and that I am planning to definitely continue into 2025. So check it out. Links in the description. It's only $5 a month. Yeah, and it's pretty fun stuff. So that's all. Thank you guys for watching. Read books, be kind. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.